Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Spesh, and in this video we're going to discuss the return of Richtofen. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Edward Richtofen will be back inside of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Now, we kind of already knew that once we saw Samantha in the opening cutscene for Die Maschine, but we kind of have confirmation now that Richtofen is returning. But before we get into that, guys, if you guys could please like this video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot. It helps me bring you guys more content like this, and I cannot thank you guys enough for all the amazing support that we have gotten over the past week. Our two biggest videos ever came out in the past couple days, and we gained like 40 subscribers in like 2 days. You guys are absolutely freaking insane. So if you guys are liking the content, don't forget to subscribe, let me know down in the comments, and let's get into it. So way back at the end of the Origins cutscene, we had Eddie and Samantha playing in Samantha's room. And they're playing zombies, and when this first came out, obviously, we were a little confused. But now, looking back on that cutscene, with everything that we have learned since that day, this is easily the most important cutscene in Call of Duty Zombies history. Now, a very specific moment in said cutscene is kind of what we're going to be talking about today, along with a few other things that have been found inside of the game. So that specific moment is going to be when Eddie says,
"I didn't even get my turn."
He's like a spoiled little rich kid. He didn't get his turn. He's pissed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that Eddie is going to get his turn. In fact, inside of Cold War Zombies, he is getting his turn right now. So, from a recent intel that was added into the Outbreak game mode, we got to read something out of Samantha's diary. Now, this is the same diary that Samantha wrote that Eddie doesn't like to share his toys much. That was something that she said a long time ago that we learned back in the older games. Now, as Samantha is trying to recoup from being thrown to the Dark Ether and all the horrors she faced there, she is slowly but surely remembering things from her past. Now, I'm not going to read it word for word, but I am going to give you the general idea of what this intel says. So Samantha says, "I'm beginning to see faces of people I care about and those who don't care about me." She goes on to say that there is one face that she recognizes, a boy, and she says that that boy is dangerous. Now, we were already kind of suspicious about Eddie's return inside of Cold War, seeing as how, well, we haven't seen him yet. And Treyarch teased us and blue-balled us a little bit, saying that, or signing off letters with R, which turned out to be Ravenon instead of Richtofen. But that does not mean that we aren't going to see Richtofen. Because if this boy that Samantha refers to in her diary is Richtofen, then boy-oh, do we have another thing coming. Now, it's kind of strange, right? Eddie and Samantha walked through the portal-y, tunnel-y thingy at the end of Tag der Toten together, but we haven't seen Eddie yet. We haven't seen him one bit, and if he's dangerous, then you may be thinking, oh, like Eddie works for Omega. Well, let's slow down here really quick, Chief. Eddie does not work for Omega. Eddie is his own boy. So as we know, DLC2 is going to be the Berlin map, which is going to feature Kino and Verrückt, two very important maps inside of the Black Ops storyline that have Edward Richtofen within it. Now, we learned from other intel inside of the game that Valentina and a secret contact, a man, inside of Berlin, a German man. Now, this German man and Valentina are planning their own special mission inside of Berlin, one that Omega may not quite know about. As we learned inside of Firebase Z, Omega has found a way to use technology to basically target certain points inside of the Dark Ether and bring them out. That's how Samantha came back. Well, as it turns out, when the Germans first made Project Endstation at Morasko, Poland, they sent some of their soldiers into the Dark Ether. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, why the heck did they do that? And boy, this is where it gets juicy. So as we hear inside of Die Maschine that Project Endstation was created towards the end of World War II, and basically an attempt for the Nazis to, you know, get one last final leg up in the race. And we thought that it didn't work. We thought that they had to flee the facility because things got a little too hot and bothered. However, it turns out they actually sent soldiers into the Dark Ether to basically bring them back out at another state. They quite literally hid soldiers inside of the Dark Ether so they can, you know, as we know, like, you grow more powerful in the Dark Ether. Like, different things happen to you. And so they are basically creating these, like, super soldier zombie things inside of the Dark Ether all this time. Now, World War II allegedly ends with, obviously, the Nazis losing and Hitler committing suicide. Well, that might not be the case, and who knows? Is it possible that Hitler himself was inside of the Dark Ether? It is. I doubt that they would do that, but it is possible. Now, with this, Valentina is actually planning to go to Berlin, Germany, duh, and they are going to open up Dark Ether portals and specifically target those Nazi soldiers that are inside of it. And who is this all led by? This is all led by Eddie, the male German inside of Berlin that is basically helping give context and whatnot to Valentina. So basically the main premise of what is going to be happening in the next iteration of Cold War Zombies is that we're going to be in Berlin, we know that, and we're going to be basically fighting off these hordes that Valentina and Richtofen, hopefully, have opened up inside of Berlin. And this might have been Richtofen's ultimate goal. Now, the reason that Eddie's so dangerous is because he figured this part out. And if he's the one that's able to help Valentina open the Dark Ether, then it would be easy to surmise that Eddie is going to be the leader of the Nazis when they come back out, in whatever form they come out in. It's also possible that one of the reasons we haven't seen Eddie at all is that maybe he himself is inside of the Dark Ether. Who knows? I mean, the reason we haven't seen Eddie is because he's been straight chilling in the Dark Ether this whole time. Now, also going back on the theory that Eddie was the one who was basically stalking Sam in the Die Maschine intro cutscene, this adds just another layer to what's going on, because if he is keeping Valentina and all of them basically up to date on what Samantha and Requiem are doing, and he's already in Berlin, then it just kind of adds another layer to this whole story that, yeah, I mean, Eddie's around, he's kicking. So while Omega has their own agenda in basically furthering their own research and helping Russia win the war, Eddie and Valentina have their own mission. They're doing things way off the books, things that are basically there to really, in the end, open up the Dark Ether and bring back the Third Front. And there are some incredibly interesting points at what this could mean for the next iteration of Call of Duty. And that comes out later this year. Now, I'll be making a video about what that means for the next Call of Duty here in the next couple of days. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. If you guys disagree or agree with me, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.